Stove Brite is your way to recondition a stove or stovepipe, and today we're going to talk about one of the most important things you can do in preparation, and that is rust removal. For a successful application of our paint and for it to last a long time on your stove or on your stovepipe, you do need to remove all the rust. Before we begin, I'd like to start with a couple of things about safety and your convenience and comfort. One is I would recommend wearing a dust mask. This will protect you from the flying debris that comes off when you're actually doing the abrasion on the pipe or the stove. I recommend gloves. Just for your convenience. You're probably not going to need them in terms of protection, but convenience in terms of keeping yourself clean and comfortable. The other thing definitely we want to have, as we've talked about before, is your safety glasses. We want those safety glasses to protect your eyes from the debris coming off of the sanding operation, the abrasion operation, to prep the surface and remove the rust. And again, as I mentioned before, I would recommend a long sleeve shirt. This protects your arms from anything that's going to be flying off of the surface. Again, an easy way to keep yourself clean as well when you do the project. A couple of things you don't want to do is you don't want to use chemical rust removers. Chemical rust removers will leave a residue on your pipe or on your stove. Because Scotch Brite paint is very sensitive to contaminants, we don't want that type of contaminant left on the stove in preparation. So we do not recommend using any of those rust dissolving chemicals on this. And then the other thing is that this is going to be very hot surfaces. The purpose of Scotch Brite paint is to survive that heat. Go through the effort to physically remove the rust, and you'll find yourself with a much better finish and a longer lasting finish. They won't survive the heat, and you'll have all your paint come off, and it'll be quite messy and quite smelly. So don't use any kind of chemical preparation. Don't use any kind of primer that's going to absorb. What we're going to do here is use a Scotch Brite pad and some sandpaper to try to remove some of this rust here. Wipe this down with paint prep to see how much rust I've got. And now I'm going to use a wire brush in combination with some sandpaper to do rust removal. Use a drill with a drill bit brush. This is a stiff wire brush. And again, we're going to use that in combination with some sandpaper to do some rust removal. Now I'm going to use some paint prep again to see how progress I'm making on the rust removal. An area here where I need to do more work to remove the rust. If I'm seeing orange, I need to work harder to get that rust. Okay. We've made some progress on our rust removal. We've demonstrated several ways for you to attack this project. One of the things we've shown today is the wipe down with the paint prep. You will want to go ahead and prep the surface entirely, and then right before you're ready to paint, use this product to wipe down the surface completely. It evaporates quite quickly and gives you a nice clean surface to apply the paint. One of the things you might want to do after you've done this work to do the rust removal, as you can tell I have a very rusty stovepipe here, is you may want to take some fine grit sandpaper and sand down some of the scratches and some of the gouges that may have happened during the rust removal process. Scotch Brite has worked with many of our consumers and professional installers on this type of surface prep, and we want you to have the best information to have the most successful project and the longest lasting finish with the Scotch Brite products.